Hey guys, Greg Solsis here. What's up? So I mentioned in my Stranded Deep video that I was going to do a dedicated video to kind of the why I left YouTube or had to kind of disappear for a little bit. So here we are. In the background, I'm just doing some channel art. You'll see it up. Tell you what, if you guys don't like it, let me know. Though I do ask that if you don't like it and you let me know, to also suggest something better for me to do. Anyway, so first off, just to get any idea that if I have an ego out of the way, I know I don't have a very big audience. I love you guys. Please, please, please. I love you guys to pieces. But, 60 subscribers is not a lot of people. And I think everyone can agree and admit that. So I know it might seem a little bit big-headed of me to do an explanation video, but you know what? I'm subscribed to some smaller YouTube channels as well. And, I always like an explanation of why they've been gone. So here we are. So, I'm sure you guys remember, I used to do Primal Carnage. That was my big thing. And the community was going strong for a while, and then it just dried up. All the people who actually wanted to play the game kind of disappeared. The devs started focusing on Primal Carnage Extinction, which did not make me happy as a player, just because, I don't know, it took out so much. It doesn't matter. What matters is that the people who were supporting the game largely disappeared. It got replaced with a lot of role players who I'm sure are fine people, but you know what? I don't want to play a game with people. I don't want to play deathmatch where I can't kill people. So the main community and then subsequently audience of my kind of bread and butter game that I was doing kind of dried up. And then when I wanted to expand into bigger games, bigger games, to different games, my rig couldn't handle it. So I was recording and doing everything off of a laptop, an Asus something or other, GTX 7060, whatever. It was a good computer. I love it to pieces. It still works, but it just couldn't handle a lot of the games I wanted to do. For instance, last year Evolve came out, and I wanted to run it. I thought that's how I was going to kind of get back into YouTube. And this is, of course, before it completely exploded up in its own face. But it couldn't handle it. It could not handle Evolve. And so I ended up purchasing a new rig, or building. I didn't just buy it. I built a new rig, got a GTX 960, 16 gigs of RAM, blah, 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 blah. What matters is that I didn't have the equipment, and now I do. And then one of the, some would argue one of the bigger reasons is I actually got, shockingly, I got really, really busy. So right now I'm 22, I'm studying mechanical engineering, blah, 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 blah. I have a stuffy nose because I'm inside with the air conditioning. And since I live with a couple of roommates who I love, I don't have total control of the AC. And as a result, my nose is stuffy and I sound dreadful. That's not the point though. Point is that, so this would have been the early start of 2014, late 2013. Yeah, yeah, whatever. I guess it doesn't matter. Goodness gracious, it doesn't matter. What matters is that once I entered my junior year, my class load picked up enormously, and then on top of that, I actually got not one but two girlfriends, back to back and stuff like that. When you're invested in a relationship, you want to spend time with that person, and I chose to spend more time with them instead of trying to put time into them and YouTube and split differences and blah 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 and all this other garbage. And plus, then I actually got a job. I took some time off of school to go work for a company called Rockwell Collins. That was actually a pretty good time, honestly. But anyway, so that took up a bunch of time. Although, funnily enough, I had a lot of free time. Point is, I wasn't in the right headspace. I didn't have the right equipment, and also didn't have the right games. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my channel now that Primal Carnage died, and because I love this stuff. It's funny. As much as I talk about, or I just talked about, oh, splitting time, blah blah blah. I loved recording and editing and doing all this stuff because I know my videos aren't fancy. I know they're not great, but it was still really cool having a little audience. Getting to talk to you guys and stuff and throw my shit out there, basically. So all that kind of disappeared and I didn't have anything. And so now I find myself in a very cool position. I have one semester left of classes. I'll soon be starting real work, all this other stuff. So I have all this time now that I can put into YouTube and kind of do what I want to do with it and, kind of have a new future for the channel. So what is the future of the channel? I'm sure you're asking. I hope you're asking at least. So it's not. First off, it's not going to be permacrime. We're not going back into that. Well, at least not for a while. We might do it as a joke, but it ain't happening. Just as the most part. So instead, it's going to be a lot of let's plays and a lot of single player experiences. Because one of the things I realized is that a lot of multiplayer games, their community just dries up and dies. I saw it happen with Titanfall, Evolve. I saw it happen with oh crap, some other games I've played. What matters? I've seen it happen with a bunch of different games I've played. The community just dies after a while. We get bored. And as a result, I want something kind of stable, something I can do for a pretty long period of time, or at least long enough, right? So it'll be a lot more single player experiences. Hopefully by now you guys have seen the Stranded Deep that I put up on there. We're going to be doing that. Doing the 20-day survival challenge slash achievement thing, doohickey, whatever. Sorry. I always like to have my Let's Plays. I promised myself that all my Let's Plays would have some sort of vague purpose, not just, oh, let's beat the game, especially kind of an open-ended one like Stranded Deep. You know, once we get to 20 days, series cuts. We're also going to be doing Dishonored soon, particularly because Dishonored 2 is coming out, so I figure you guys might like to see what the original game was like. For that one, we'll be doing 2 achievements. We'll be dueling both, it's called Mostly Flesh and Steel, basically no magic except for Blink, which is something you get automatically, you have no choice about. And then also, I'm not sure what the exact name of it, but it's basically Merciful, where you don't kill anybody in the game. So basically, we're going for the 2 hardest achievements at once, not because I'm a wizard, but because I want to. I'm talking with one of my buddies. He might be joining me, and we might be doing a dual-person sort of survival, Ark Survival Evolved challenge. We can't decide if we want to do 2-person Titanosaurus taming, or if we want to do just the 2 of us, and of course whatever disgusting army of dinosaurs we get, versus all the bosses, you know, and collecting the various artifacts therein. For the record, it will not be on a public server. It's funny, as much as I love Ark, I love the aesthetic, I love all the dinosaurs, I love what they did with the leveling system and everything else. I can't stand the multiplayer because I just, for some reason, maybe I'm too childish, I don't know what it is, but for some reason I can't handle the idea of, you know, weeks of work getting burned down in an hour by some jackass, basically. So I will be hosting my own private server that him and I will be doing, and just the 2 of us against the Ark world as it continuously updates and stuff like that. So I am looking forward to that highly. I love that game to pieces, and hopefully that format will allow both of us to have some fun. I'll have someone else to kind of bounce back and forth with. I've also been talking with some other guys I met in Australia. I studied abroad. Maybe I'll talk about that in one of my videos, just kind of while we're doing stuff. But I met 2 guys back in study abroad. They really want to do Overwatch, and I'm wondering if I can kind of reel them into doing Overwatch with me. I don't know if we want to do competitive, or if we just kind of want to dick around and see what we can do. Just do the brawls. Who knows? Because I do want to get into Overwatch. I have watched days worth of footage of that game. It's a lot like Team Fortress 2, but a little fresher and stuff like that. So I wouldn't be opposed to doing it. I, of course, always worry about multiplayer games because the community might die out. But then again, you know what? I also acknowledge, as I say all that sometimes you just kind of have to, you know, put both your feet in and swim or something weird. I think you get what I'm saying. I'm also going to be doing new games as they come out. I'm very excited for No Man's Sky. I'm sure I will rave about it in Stranded Deep or somewhere else, which, I mean, I'm personally okay with. We'll be doing a bunch of No Man's Sky. I'm probably going to buy Dishonored 2 when it comes out, so we'll be doing that game as well. Titanfall 2 comes out, and unfortunately, I'm a sucker for abuse, and I love my giant robots and shooty guns. So who knows, we might be doing that as well. I guess I could talk about an update schedule a little bit. So the plan is that we're going to, during the summer, so for July and a good chunk of August of 2016, we'll be doing three updates a week. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday is the plan of it. Just because I know I can get that kind of content out. I am very fortunate. I have a lot of free time right now, so I'm going to pour that into the channel. So that way you guys kind of, you know, have a little bit of a downpour after the drought, kind of have some stuff looking up for people. Then when the school year comes around, so mid-August to late December 2016, and who knows how long after that, we'll be doing 2 uploads a week. Come January of next year, so January 2017, I know I'm looking far into the future, but hey, if I plan that out, maybe I'll do it, right? But looking a little bit farther into the future, January 2017 is going to be a little bit of a mess. I'm really hoping I can still get 1 out a week during January, just because I'll be starting a new job, moving places, blah, 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 etc., etc. No guarantees, though, of course. But we'll see. So, okay, I got about a minute left. I'm trying to time my talking with this time-lapse footage of the channel art, and I think there might be still a few silent seconds, but hopefully it won't be too bad. So I'll finish with, I want there to be a future for this channel. I want there to be videos every week. I want there to be this kind of growing little community or whatever based around me and my weird self. I'll get more boisterous as the videos go on. I gotta remember how to freaking do this, guys. I've been out of the saddle for like 2 years, so we'll see what happens. But anyway, I want there to be a future for this channel, so this isn't just a, oh, we'll see what I can do, because I know there's some guys who are like, oh, I'm back, and then they'll make 2 videos and they'll disappear, but I want there to be a channel. I want this to be a more continuous, regular thing with you guys, because I love you guys. Anyway, thanks you guys so much for listening and watching, I suppose. If you liked it, leave a like. If you're just finding me, subscribe. There will be more stuff coming. And otherwise, guys, take care.